Uh, how's it going? We're still catching up. Always catching up on orders, guys. I know I'm retarded. I'm a bad person. We're getting there. It's just constant disruptions. I'm sorry. Thank you guys for your patience. Thank you guys for your patience. So, we got some coffee here. Take a look at that bloom. Look at that bloom there. Yummy. What is the bloom in coffee? Right? You're probably wondering that. What is the bloom? That's just gas is trapped. Gas is trapped in the coffee beans. Death Doors, thanks for the raid. Death Doors sells pop things. Pop culture t-shirts, right? Death Doors. Hey Anzawubs, that's a lot of stuff to order. I don't know, you should probably give me a call or something, or send me an email. Yay, non-applicable. So maybe send me an email. I don't know how we can do that online here. And I still have like some larger orders for you. So the honey woman raised their prices. They doubled their price. Maybe I shouldn't have told you where it was coming from, but apparently they're doubling their prices. So I bought 100 more jars and then that's it. No more honey from her. I don't know if I'll be able to find more honey. Cajun, how you doing? I cannot do that. You gotta Google me. You gotta Google me. You gotta Google us. You can find it online. Because if I send it through DM, they're gonna like kick me off, I think. Adamus, I was just thinking about you yesterday. I don't know why, but good to see you. Five gallons of buckets of beans. Wow. You're getting your harvest. It's fun. 14 dozen tomatoes. I wish I had some of those tomatoes. I would love to get some of those tomatoes. I haven't checked the mail. I haven't checked the mail yet. I barely check my mail. It's so far. Moving to Hawaii is really like living in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I'll check the mail today. All right, guys. I'm always so tired these days. You don't want to buy coffee from someone that's tired. Thanks, Anzawubs. Appreciate it. I'm always so tired. Yeah, you guys don't want to buy a coffee. I finally slept today. I had this dream that I had to write this book report for an English teacher who was always yelling at me. But I got it done. And I was writing it for someone else. So it was like extra stressful. I think it was like for someone I was tutoring or something. All right, guys. So, we got some off-grade coffee yesterday that's really nice. So maybe that's it. Yeah. So maybe, this off-grade coffee, maybe I should sell this today. Give away some samples of the off-grade. I guess it's not, it looked way nicer yesterday. I could see some issues with it, I guess. So here's the off-grade coffee. This is the coffee that is like this is like the coffee that's the same price as as Pete's or Starbucks. I mean, this is my Hawaiian here. The off-grade looks nicer than the Hawaiian. This is the Hawaiian, right? This is the off-grade. So they look the same, they smell the same. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't grade the coffee. Oh, spilled more beans. Spilled more beans. It's all same. It's Kona, 100% Kona coffee. I mean, not Kona coffee. It's you know, South Kona, same place. All coming from the same place. So I don't know. Yeah. So that's our coffee. So we got some off grade, uh, out for delivery. Yeah. I didn't drink. The white coffee's been making me cranky lately. I don't know exactly why. I think I haven't been eating enough, so I've been trying to eat more. I've been trying to eat more again. The white coffee made me stop eating. I'm blaming a lot of things on the white coffee. It was the last 3 months have been white coffee, a white coffee binge. I've just been drinking white coffee. At first, when I drank the white coffee, I got kicked off of TikTok. I got kicked off of LinkedIn after drinking the white coffee, and then I what's it called? I had a relapse, and I got a THC pen or two THC, and I just sucked on that pen for like 2 weeks in a row all day, and then I quit the THC pen again, and I haven't done that in a long time, relatively. Like it's been like a month and a half, 2 months again, and then I haven't been eating. So these are the consequences of the white coffee, and then I haven't been sleeping. So if you want to know what that's like, I got some white coffee for sale today. Any takers? Any takers, guys? So I've been drinking some crazy amounts of white coffee, and then so we got. If you guys are joining me for the first time, my name's Ed. I'm coming at you live from Hawaii. We're on the Big Island of Hawaii here. That's the outside. It's not a green screen. That's what it looks like out the window. And we have a number of items. Hey Brett, how you doing? Good morning. The sun just coming up, right? The sun's just coming up. Comes up over those mountains, so you don't really see it from here. And all this coffee is grown in South Kona. Let me go get my computer, guys. I'll be right back. My computer. Do we have any Chinese people in here? I want to tell you guys about the beginnings of the Zhou dynasty, but you have to be Chinese, otherwise it doesn't mean anything. No, I'm the only Chinese person in here. I think TikTok. Yeah, but I spell it Joe. The Zhou dynasty. The Zhou dynasty was started by the Duke of Zhou, who was famous having the Book of Dreams. Who else do we know whose name was Zhou, who was famous for his dreams? Book of Zhou. I'm the Ayatollah Ed. Don't tell people that. They're gonna kill me if I keep saying that. I was just kidding. The Book of Dreams. The Zhou dynasty. Anyway, just thought I'd. So absurd. So absurd. All right, guys. So I got my computer here. We got some off grade coffee, which if you guys are on a budget, I you really should try it. Like, cause it's almost as good as the Hawaiian, and it's um it's almost as good as the Hawaiian coffee, but it's only gonna be like the same price as you pay for any other coffee, which is kind of amazing, at least to me. I'm all about the deals, I want to get you guys deals. I'm not trying to sell you the good stuff. Although I have the good stuff, but I don't know. If you want the good stuff, you might as well just buy it off the website, right? Or maybe you want deals on the good stuff too. I do have a few more light pea berry samples, a little tiny bit of light pea berry. I got some yellow turmeric stalks, which are pretty awesome in my opinion, but you guys are gonna have to try it. I don't know how many of you guys got to try that turmeric tea. I don't have any extra fancy right now. No extra fancy. I do have the medium pea berry. I got a whole new batch of estate coffee, so I hope you guys will try that. We got the white. Don't have the extra fancy white in yet. Still waiting on that. And Anzalubs. I saw that 2-pound order of the extra fancy white, so get that. We got the dried cinnamon leaves. We got the medium pea berry. We got the ultra light Hawaiian. We got the dark Hawaiian. Hawaiian medium estate. 100% Kona. I'm charging back Alibaba. They didn't deliver my freaking machine, and they got paid for a direct to consignee that couldn't clear customs. I'm charging them back. I charged them back. So happy. All right, let's start with our samples. How about that? Let's start with our samples. So, if you guys have never tried this coffee before, this is going to be way sweeter and smoother than anything you guys have tried. So, if you guys have been thinking about giving coffee up, before you do that, you got to try this coffee. Before you give coffee up, you really have to try this coffee. This coffee will not give you any acid reflux or indigestion. And now there's a lot of people saying it. People are just copying me. They copy me. I'm too noisy, too public. Everyone's copying me. So how do you know? How do you know whose coffee isn't going to give you acid reflux or indigestion? You just have to try it, right? If you don't try it, you're never going to know. So the dark coffee is the one I would suggest you start with if you have never had our coffee before. So let's start with the dark. And the reason why this coffee is sweeter and smoother is because of how we pick it. I don't know, we'll see. It's because of how we pick the coffee. So the dark roast tastes like a toasted dark chocolate caramel. And Aaron, I emailed Whatnot about um the two MacNut returns. So I think the only thing I could do is I can give you like I think you paid like I don't know $15 for each of them. I'll look up the price and I can give you an equivalent amount of coffee because they don't seem to be responsive. They never respond to any of my stuff. I don't know. So we got 2 ounces of dark Hawaiian. This dark Hawaiian tastes like a dark chocolate toasted caramel, and it's gonna be roasted to 450 degrees. So it's a little bit lighter than your typical coffees. I'm gonna run a bunch of these so that you guys can grab them. This coffee, people tell me compared to other coffees, even the caffeine affects them differently. Apparently, it you get even the dark roast gives you a little bit of a tingle, Yeah, try that, Aaron. If you want to request a refund, I'll give you a refund on that. Obviously, it was two bags of the Mac nuts. Hawaiian coffee, very very low in acidity, almost no acidity, because the the way we pick the coffee, we wait for the coffee to become deep red, purple, or brown before picking it. We do. Yeah, I do sleep with the geckos. The mosquitoes are the biggest problem out here. No worries, Voltron. So the dark coffee is the best one to start with. Tastes like a toasted caramel dark chocolate. These bags, 2 ounce bags, will make you 4 8-ounce cups of coffee. So these 2 ounce bags will make you 8 ounces of coffee. It's I'm also just put it on flash sale here. And this will guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. So if you guys are getting acid reflux or indigestion when you're drinking coffee, this coffee won't do that. And the reason why it won't do that is because of how we pick it. We pick the coffee overripe. It's almost like an ice wine. So you probably know ice wines. When you drink an ice wine, there's no bitterness, no sourness in that because of how ripe the grapes are. The coffee is the same way. We literally wait for the coffee come ready to fall off the trees before picking it. So when you wait that long for coffee to ripen on the trees, um, all of the acidity gets reacted away. All of the bitterness is gone, just purely from the enzymes. Every day, once coffee starts getting ripe, every single day sitting on the tree is changes, just like leaving a banana on the countertop. You're gonna get just way riper bananas. The texture changes, all the bitterness is gone, all the sourness is gone. And coffee is the same way. Coffee is no different than any other fruit. Although we don't think about coffee as a fruit, and I think that's our biggest thing, right? Because we're always thinking coffee like it's we think of coffee like it's a tea. Like, oh, it doesn't matter what you throw, it doesn't matter how ripe a tea is, right? As long as once you dry the tea, it's fine. Coffee is actually a fruit. Coffee is a nut. It's got a shell on it, and once you've shelled the coffees, it starts to go bad. So our coffee is also extremely sweet compared to what you guys are used to. Sweetest coffee in the world, freshest coffee in the world. We actually keep our coffee on in the shell until we need to use it. You guys, when you're buying coffee from other places in the world, it's got to be shipped, it's got to be put in a port, it's got to go through customs, and when it does that, every step of the way, it's sitting there for weeks. Oh, no worries, Voltron. You got the turmeric flowers. Yay. And so when coffee's sitting in the port for weeks, it actually has to be shelled first. And when it gets shelled first, it's going to be sitting in these sealed plastic bags. But once it's shelled, it's susceptible to mold. It's susceptible to going rancid, just like any other fruit. And so even though it's sealed in that plastic bag or nut, rather, it's starting to go bad. And that's why, in general, coffee has to be roasted so dark. When you have a rancid or moldy coffee, the roasting it dark kills the mold, whereas we can roast our coffee very very light. So I'll give you guys a chance to get some samples of our medium Hawaiian. Find this here. Oops. I'll run one more of these while I try to find this medium Hawaiian. Sorry guys, I gotta queue up the medium Hawaiian, so I'll run another one. Just letting guys get some coffee here. Surfing the cosmos. I think I might start buying honey from the hills. I used to buy honey from the hills. Your cousin. Because the honey women raised their price, doubled their price. Maybe they heard you guys saying, "Oh, this honey's so cheap, such a great deal." So they're like, "We're gonna double the price." So now the price is doubled. So once this honey's gone, I don't know if you're gonna get those same prices. All right. So, but we'll do a few more 2 ounces of Hawaiian here, and then I don't know. I would have done the same thing. I would. Who wouldn't have done that? All right. So that's our dark Hawaiian. I also have the medium. I think I just loaded that up. My neck hurts. I'm just a complainer these days, constantly complaining. The medium Hawaiian tastes like a chocolate covered raisin. So as your roasts get lighter, you're actually supposed to uh, drink, or rather, as the coffee gets better coffees, you're actually supposed to drink the lighter roasts. If you're always drinking darker roast, you don't get to taste what's called the flavor of the region. So our medium Hawaiian coffee is gonna taste like a chocolate covered raisin. It's a little bit sweeter, a little bit fruitier, and somewhat nutty. There you go, Aaron. You put in your refund request. So it is a little bit nutty. The medium roast is sort of a milk chocolate color. So this is the medium estate here, a little bit higher grade than the one you guys are getting in the Hawaiian. The medium, pretty light for coffee, probably relatively lighter than what you guys are drinking, and it just smells like a raisin. It really does. This is the medium. It's hard to tell the color either. The only way you can really tell color, because the lighting can be different, all that stuff, is look at the center line there, right? The medium center line is going to be have a touch of white to it, but still relatively dark. Whereas the dark roast center line, the center line's gonna be brown like the rest of the bean. Yeah, FedEx, I don't know, FedEx like doesn't want to come up our hill, and then I don't know. Anyway, they're getting charged back. It's not my problem. Alibaba's said you have a guarantee the item should arrive in 60 days. It's been like 90, 100 days. It's not my fault. All right, medium. I'll do one more of these. The medium Hawaiian is a specialty coffee, but it's not sour like your other mediums. So most lighter roasts are very, very sour, but our medium roast is not sour at all. So you do want to, if you want that specialty coffee flavor, you probably want to try the medium roast. We usually have a light Hawaiian, but today we don't. We also have a white Hawaiian. The white Hawaiian coffee will give you a buzz that's like stronger. It's almost like drinking 10 cups of coffee. It I it I feel like it acts like an illegal substance, and for better or worse, it's still coffee, right? So it's like drinking 10 cups of coffee, but it definitely is enough to throw you off. So be cautious when you drink this. But it also has a lot of benefits, provides body support, gets rid of body discomfort. Um, so I've been drinking this every day. I'm kind of hooked on it. Is that what's going on? Independent contractors. And it's roasted so light that it's still white. I don't know where my white coffee went. I had a whole thing of it. And what that means is it's still raw. It hasn't popped yet. So coffee actually cracks twice as it expands. The coffee beans, um, basically, they have chemical reactions at two specific temperatures. We call that first crack and second crack. So the first crack, the coffee pops open. That's roughly light roast. Between first and second crack is medium roast. That's about 425. and then dark roast is 450. But the white coffee is um is below 400, and so it hasn't cracked yet. So all of the compounds in the coffee haven't been cooked, and so it's just like they've been cooked a little bit, but it's the rawest form of the coffee, and so it's the strongest coffee. It'll give you a buzz. Yeah, I switched it to DDP and it still didn't come through, so now I'm charging them back because it's their fault, not my fault. Anyway, my what's it called? I can't. It's a felony. I don't commit felonies. I only do misdemeanors. So the ultra white, just on another level. You're gonna feel it in your body, in your joints, in your bones. You're gonna be yapping, just talking, talking, talking. I haven't had my coffee yet today, and this it's worth trying if you like. If you have body discomfort. If you no, let's try the white coffee. Wow. All right. So like one cup of white coffee is like five or 10 cups of regular coffee. And coffee lovers, they say your heart can take up to 5 cups a day is safe. So if you guys are wondering, well, can I handle all that caffeine? 5 cups a day is safe for most Americans. That's 5 cups of caffeine. Although the white coffee is maybe only 2 cups of caffeine. It's got this other compound in it called trigonylene. And when you roast trigonylene to 250 degrees, it becomes something called methylamine. If you remember Breaking Bad, methylamine was the thing that Jesse needed to find in order to make amphetamine into meth. So this is the meth part of methamphetamine. So it is a little bit of a head trip. It only a little bit. It's not that strong. So it is worth trying though, but it's also really good for you. Trigonylene is methylated niacin, which is this is vitamin B3 in its methylated form. People are actually extracting that and selling it to people for $100 for 90 pills. So it's like one pill of trigonylene is worth more than 1 cup of coffee that you're paying here, but you're getting just as much trigonylene when you drink a cup of coffee. So you might as well just drink the coffee unless you hate coffee. The white coffee doesn't taste like coffee. It tastes like a toasted corn tea. You don't have to use that much of it, right? You can still measure how much you're using. So I do think everyone should be drinking white coffee, but whether you can, gauge it to what you need, that's the hard part. But if you've never tried it, I really do think you should try it because you really feel the health benefits of it. Your skin gets better, the skin tone. It actually prevents you from darkening, which I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but it prevents UV radiation, melanin production. It gets rid of brain fog, brain inflammation, a really strong anti-inflammatory. Andrew, we take up to a week to ship, so I need you guys to hopefully understand that because we're roasting the coffee fresh. Sometimes we run out of coffee. We also don't have the labor, so that's we're definitely not within the 2 day shipping time frame. Sometimes we can get it out in 2 days or less. Oh, and we can't combine orders like that. Uh, Whatnot controls all the shipping, so I can't even refund shipping if I wanted to. So unfortunately, they are in charge of that. Yeah, they definitely are making money off of shipping, or they probably started losing money on shipping because of the flat rate boxes, because the price of flat rate boxes went up so much. So they are like, we can't do this anymore. Yeah, I don't know, understand how that Max 921 works because a medium flat rate box is $20. Did they? Wow. And then a large flat rate box is $30. So I don't understand how they're doing that 921. Doesn't make any sense. All right, so here's our white coffee. I'll do a few more of these. I'm finally getting a chance to drink my coffee. And the white coffee tastes like a toasted corn tea, almost like a grain. All right, you guys are getting these $1 samples here. I better stop doing that. All right, so that's our white coffee. We have everything in larger bags now. If you guys, so again, if you guys are trying the Hawaiian coffee for the first time, I would try the Hawaiian dark because the dark roast is the one that tastes closest to what you guys are used to. It actually tastes like coffee. Everything else we have almost doesn't taste like coffee. It tastes like it's just much lighter than what you guys are probably used to. Wow, they must get a big break from whatnot. Well, that was the light. I'm drinking the light pea berry right now. Tastes like coffee. Okay, let's see what this coffee does to me. You can, yeah. You can mix the white and the dark. That actually tastes really good. Some people also just take a tablespoon or a teaspoon of the dark beans, grind into a powder, put it into their dark roast, and then drink the powder. If you eat the beans, it's like 5 beans is like a cup of coffee. It's like crazy. Coffee doesn't do well on eBay. I don't know. eBay. Pirate ship. I see. So let's see what else we got in coffee news today. 5 cups of coffee may deliver lower health risk. We also know drinking coffee cuts your liver, disease rates by I think 57%. JD, how you doing? This is the light pea berry I'm finally drinking. Tastes like coffee. Filtered coffee slows your biological aging, and a lot of that goes to trigonylate. So trigonylate, there's two alkaloids in coffee. Most people don't know this, even a lot of baristas. It tastes, I feel like I ground mine too fine, so it's a little bit bitter for me, but I just ground it too fine. I don't know, I'm in a complaining mood, so everything I say is negative. It's good though. It tastes like I also screwed up my palate. I'll take a look at that bad. Let me look at that now. Let me look at your messages. I know we got some orders still that didn't go out from like I missed 3 pounds. That makes sense. All right. Bad dad who laughs. Can you send me in that? Here, I'll just write it to you. All right. eBay. eBay is all right. Did I miss? No, you did not. We do have some freshly roasted medium Hawaiian and also medium Kona. Right now, I'm talking about the Hawaiian. So we have different grades of coffee. Right, the medium Hawaiian is our um. Darn it! Hold on. The medium Hawaiian was just roasted. It's a Hawaiian grade is the first grade of coffee we can tell you comes from Hawaii. We have a grade called off grade, but the medium Hawaiian is graded. We call it 3X. We also have 100% Kona, which is the higher grades of coffee. So subtle difference in the density. subtle differences in the density of the bean, and that the density helps the coffee retain its flavors a little bit better. So let me just run this medium. All right, here we go. So this is a medium Hawaiian. This was just roasted yesterday, actually. So I also have 3 pounds of this. If you wanted 3 pounds, I can run that. But this is our medium Hawaiian coffee, 12-ounce bag. I don't know if you wanted a sample instead. So coffee is good for your health, good for your heart. Mm. Orange coffee. You guys ever heard about orange coffee? Our coffee is also really good for drinks because our coffee doesn't have any bitterness, doesn't have any sourness. It's already sweet. So you're not going to have to add all the sugar into the coffee. You're not going to get like weird textures in the coffee. And for that reason, our coffee is really good for mixed drinks. Just no bitterness, no sourness. I hate the news these days too. Now they want you to pay for everything. Like I'm going to pay for the news. Come on, I'm not paying you for the news. Pay you to propagandize me. Not paying you to propagandize me. Pay for your propaganda. Right. Let's see what orange coffee is. It's a new drink. No worries. Best way to make a cup. How do you usually make your coffee? Do you use I've been liking drip coffee. Why not? Drip coffee. Coffee with orange, espresso or brewed coffee paired with an orange peel. So you take an espresso with orange peel and you push the oils of the orange peel into the espresso. There's also fresh orange juice poured with a shot of espresso at the top. That seems weird to me. Drip. I really like making it with drip these days. I find that the drip coffee, when you do it with drip, it really brings out the sweetness. So percolators are good. When you make your coffee, just remember that if you don't use still no natural forgiven, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, probably tomorrow. But the natural's being roasted on that drum roaster that I showed you guys last week. Did it ruin the flavor? Coffee to water would do 16 to 1. So use 1 part coffee, 16 parts water. That's the Specialty Coffee Association recommendation. So you could basically make 32 ounces. You can probably do more if you're just doing if you're doing a drip, you could probably make a whole pot, but officially 32 ounces for a 2-ounce sample. Okay, so that's our medium roast. We also have some pea berry left. Pea berry coffee is the densest beans that we have. So these are like the highest scoring coffees in the Specialty Cup Coffee Association. People will give these like, above a 90. So once you get into the 90s, that's like where even your $10,000 a pound coffee isn't going to score much higher than these. And so it's worth trying if you guys are wondering, like, what is this hype about coffee? I only have one left there. Let me fix that. She, oh, that's too bad. That probably ruined the flavor. The Association of Bean Nerds. Yeah, they have some really good trade shows. Trade shows are a lot of fun. It's like going to like a rave. Not that I ever went to raves, but it's like going to a big party. Yeah, so you could just hang out at trade shows, but they're so expensive, like $1,000 or more. So it's actually kind of not worth it. We also have a medium estate, which is the higher grade of coffee. This was also just roasted yesterday. The estate coffee is the denser beans, which don't have uh, just don't have any defects in them. So it's a little bit nuttier, a little bit butterier. Um, it's the one that carries the 100% Kona name. So Kona coffee has like really high standards. So if you're wondering why Kona coffee is so expensive, compare, we do have way higher labor costs, and I feel like Kona coffee should be even more expensive. Yeah, let me see if I have a 2-ounce sampler. It should be even more expensive because the the quality of the bean is so much higher. The standards are so much higher. Like your standard for regular Colombian coffees or whatever, Ethiopian coffees, even the single origin, only has to be like 12 of an inch. Whereas our Kona coffee has to be 16/64 of an inch. That's 4 screen sizes bigger. It is significantly larger. Always, I don't have any. Let me create a sampler. I have to create a listing for this. Hold on a sec for the 2-ounce sampler of the medium estate. So once you get into the Kona, it's just the quality is so much higher than what you'd expect from other coffees. I've even seen like single origin Katoais from like Maui, and then when you open the bag and you look at the beans, it looks like our off grade. Like it's just the standards of milling are so much lower in other countries. It's kind of crazy. So I actually think, given our labor costs, the coffee should actually be a lot more. But like if it was proportional margins, like people are getting paid 10 cents in a pound of roasted coffee in these single origin handpicked. So, and they're charging you what, $20? So it's a 200 time margin based on labor costs. So our labor costs $10. A pound of Kona coffee should be $200, but we're only charging you 40. So I don't really know. I also think part of that is because the hippies were the ones running Kona coffee, or still are the ones running Kona coffee, and the hippies and the Mexicans. And both of those guys, they're not charging you high margins. They feel bad when they charge you high margins, right? So whereas like the other stuff, anyway, we're not gonna get into that. But like when we came here, the farmer was charging people $20 a pound for coffee, and he was paying $22 a pound for green beans. So he was, every bag of coffee he sold, he lost $2. But his whole thing was he wanted to keep his customers at the price that they got it for 20 years before when he first started. And it was just like, this is why you got to sell the farm, man. I'm sorry, but that's why you got to sell the farm, because you're losing $2 for every bag of coffee you're selling. Ev- you gotta eat. So hippies are good-hearted people. And his customers were upset. Like we had to double the price of the coffee to be able to survive. And so most of his customers like, what the hell? I've been buying this coffee for 20 years at $20 a pound, and now it's $40 a pound. And this is like 10, 11 years ago. I was like, I'm sorry, man. You bought your farm into the ground. Yeah, so Kona coffee just has extremely high standards. The medium estate, much higher much bigger beans. Not much. It's two 64ths. Our in Kona, our beans are significantly bigger. Some of the Kona beans are like 10 times bigger. Or I'm sorry, 4 times bigger. Our Yeah, so our coffee beans are significantly larger than beans from anywhere else in the world. Ah, damn it. I gotta reset that. Well, at least you guys are getting a deal or potentially getting a deal. I gotta set the next ones are gonna be at $6, guys. Some of you guys have been getting sample deals today. I'm practically giving them away. I wonder how many other sellers keep screwing up and you get like almost free stuff. I feel like there aren't that many. I feel like most people are much more careful about setting their prices. There might be some here and there. All right, so this is our medium 100% Kona. Former farmer discounts, yeah. This is 100% Kona. It's in the medium roast. This is just roasted yesterday. So this is the higher grade of coffee. This coffee will score high 80s, mid 90s, depending. Whereas the Hawaiian coffee will score low 80s. The off grade probably can't be considered specialty coffee. It'll be a little bit less moist. It's going to be more of an airy bean compared to our Hawaiian and our Konas. But the flavor profile is going to be the same. Probably still better than the coffee you guys are buying in the store. But the Kona is the higher grade of our coffee. Uh, then we got, if you want a full bag of the estate, I do those right now for 26. Which, does that even make sense? Because if I'm charging you $6 for 2 ounces, 4 times 6 is 24. So I'll run this at 22 just for now. Yeah, those samples need to be more expensive. See, I'm not even doing the math. This is Hawaii. I'm just going by my gut. I'm like, oh, let me just run it at this price and see here. Special value, $22 for 8 ounce bag of 100% Kona, just roasted yesterday. I'm just yeah, my prices don't make any sense. That estate should be $8. That medium peaberry's got this sweetness to it, doesn't it? I mean, that light peaberry's got this nice kind of creamy sweetness to it. Do you guys ever listen to me for long enough and you suddenly realize that I'm actually evil? Does that ever happen to you guys? Sometimes I realize that. I'm like, oh, actually. Because when you're in it, you don't know, right? You just think you're just going about your day. You're just going about your day. And you wake up one day and you realize there's millions of people dead because of you. Then you're just like, if everything I said is true, right? Then when you start thinking about it, you can pretend it's a joke. Then obviously you're gonna be like, oh, he's a good guy. He's giving us good prices on the coffee. But if everything I'm telling you is true, like, if you really accept it all as being true, you maybe start to realize, oh, this guy's actually evil. Have they? Have most dudes done that? Because I don't really think that's true. Have you done that? Most people have, huh? I don't know. See, I think maybe I'll think about it. It's different if you're just thinking about it. But if you actually did it, then I think maybe you're also evil if you think that's true. I need to drink my coffee. Late at night. I don't know. You think most people Like thinking about it's different. I mean, actually doing it, I think that's if you think that most people have unalived somebody and that's okay, then I think maybe you're evil and you actually don't know what most people have done, which is they haven't done that. But that's the thing about being evil, right? You think you're just going about your day. You didn't even mean to do it. One ejaculation. Were you raised Catholic? Here we go. Here comes the coffee. We're not selling anything this morning. We got the medium Peaberry, highest grade of coffee, scores above a 90. We got to take this stuff to Dubai and sell it to them for $10,000,000, $10,000 a pound. That's the thing about the whole war on terror, right? It just made Americans, and then the war in Vietnam, it just made, I think that's why everything's so messed up because you come back from that and you're not going to take care of your kids. You're going to try, but all these wars. Oh, I ran that one at 750. Damn it. Keep doing that. So that's on flash stuff. You want a buck 50 off. But you can tell. You can tell when someone I can tell when someone's evil. I'm not evil. I'm just a klutz. I'm just a klutz. I'm just club handed. All right, guys. So 2 ounce. Your bunny is evil. Let's see. Who do I know who's evil? All the evil people I know, like they really, really wanted to do good. No, my wife does not say I'm evil. Yeah, she doesn't. She says I'm like Lenny, from Mice and Men. So that kind of makes more sense. I've known people who are evil, and evil people really, really want to do good. Like they want to do good so badly, they're gonna go out and kill people. So, or then there's like evil, evil people who like they just want to be bad. And those people, they don't last long because everyone else takes them down. They're like, oh, that guy, he needs to go to jail. I think my wife may be a little bit evil, but she doesn't have that much capacity to do things. So I think she's in that maybe in that category. Like her, I think definitely like her brother or sister is maybe a little bit evil. Not even evil. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Maybe he's just bad. She's just bad. But grotesque, like Pink Flamingo. You guys watch that movie, Pink Flamingo? All right. Anyway, this is the Peaberry talking here. Willow's perfect. Willow's a wonderful person. You'll be George. They start drugging your baby from the time that they're infants. So there are some real evil people in the world. But it's kind of weird. Last time they drugged Willow, which was when she was 1, I got really mad and then Iran launched some missiles. So I don't know. There's something going on with Iran. I also notice when people first start getting money, they become very evil, right? They start. It's like being on cocaine. I think it's more like a neurotransmitter effect. Like when you get too much dopamine, you kind of become evil. You start thinking, "I'm the best. If I could just get all these people out of my way, then the world would be a better place." You choose violence. Man, you guys are no good. You guys are bad people. I need to go somewhere else. Money is the root of all evil. TikTok. Yeah, I saw this guy on TikTok who was like, when he was little, he was trafficked, and at 9 years old, one of his traffickers forced him to kill another kid, and he's just talking about it. I was like, Jesus, that's disturbing. You know, it sounds like a great dream to move to Hawaii, Anzawoves, but when you get here, remember dreams can become nightmares. Now you're gonna be weeding all the time. You're gonna be stuck in the middle of the Pacific with your husband, like, and that's it. You're gonna be with him all the time, every day, and then you guys are gonna. The dream turns into a nightmare. Friends don't let friends buy coffee from them. I'm warning you, it sounds like a great idea, but everyone who gets here, you see, look at their faces. They're not having fun. They're not having fun farming coffee. You're drowning in the weeds. You know, your only alternative is to spray Roundup, and then you get cancer and die. Well, then at least you got. So, I don't know, Enzo Wubs. You'll see. You get island fever. Even Macy's is like a big deal. I feel like Country Mouse. When I see a Macy's, I flip out. I'm like, oh my god, a Macy's. Even if I see a Target, I'm like, oh my god, we need to go to Target. I have a feeling we're not going to sell anything this morning. At least I'm not complaining. Last 3 days, all I did was complain. I hate when I do that. Your daughter hates the Big Island. Yeah, you either love it or hate. There's nothing to do here. The Philippines has a lot of people, but you could like it maybe. Just no people here. You can go diving. You can go diving. And it's even worse because when I go back to populated places, I don't feel. So it's just like it's I don't know what it is. You can go fishing. Yep, fishing's good here. You can go fishing. If you like the beach, if you like the water, it's great. If you go to the beach, lots of beaches. That's the only place that you can go. I don't like the beach. Too much sun. I want my skin to be nice and light. Lots of chickens. I think I heard there was a hurricane that like blew the chickens across the islands, or like it blew open some chicken coops, and ever since then, there've been chicken everywhere. But the mongoose have been taking care of that. Let's see. We got some extra fancy white coffee. There's a chicken conspiracy. The chickens are evil. You ever see them? Like they'll find the weakest chicken and they'll just all take turns stomping on them until they're a little pancake, and they'll like look at you. They're like, "Go by." There's this little chicken that the weakest one. They'll each one will take a turn, go, boop, and then they'll look at you and be like, "Beep beep," and then they'll hop away. And the next one comes and, poof, and over time, the weakest chicken just becomes this flat little pancake. And every time they stomp on them, they'll look at you and be like, "Beep beep," they'll pop away. 1 in 10 hens. That's weird. So is that why 1 in 10 people are evil? All right. We got some Estate Kona here. How about we do a bid? Do you guys want to bid on it? Let's do an Estate Kona. 8-ounce Estate Kona. This is just roasted. This is the 100% Kona coffee. Retails for 75 on our website. Go online. You won't find it for less than like 50. And that you don't know how old that is. This is an 8-ounce bag. Um, Literally just roasted yesterday. So this is a new batch of it. And this is 100% Kona coffee. Combines 16 to 19 screen coffee. So these are the bigger beans. And in practice, there's less than 1% defects. Our mill does a really good job. So this will be sweet, toasted dark chocolate caramel. There's just zero bitterness in this, no sourness. $10. You guys want to pay $10 for it? All right, we got no bitters today. No bitters today. You guys got no bitters. Maybe I'll just sell you off-grade coffee today. How about that? You guys like new things. Summer months are slow. Go. OG coffee. So you guys are all evil. The good people, they don't shop here. They go and buy loaded teas. They're not trying to drink coffee. They're not trying to. All right, here's a 12 ounce of the OG. You guys can bid on this. You guys are raised by chicken. Chickens are evil. You're right. They'll eat each other. They're bad. Chickens are bad. Hey, quality. We're just talking about how chickens are bad. Chickens are bad people. Like, they deserve to be cooped up like that. Like, you shouldn't have any sympathy for chicken at all. I used to want chicken to be free. I thought all chickens should be free. Let them run around the farm. And then, after I got rid of all the mongoose, what they do is they started eating each other. They started eating each other. So it's like, you might as well just let the mongoose eat you. Because if the mongoose don't eat you, the chicken, you're just going to eat each other. And then they eat the quail. Quail are good people. They're just fucking complainers. I hate quail. But they're pretty all right. Quail don't bother anyone. They don't eat each other. They don't, you know, they're just trying to live their lives. So quail are good people. Like chicken are fucking assholes. They'll take over your home. They deserve to be cooped up. Don't have any sympathy. You should never have any sympathy for chicken. They're fucking assholes. No sympathy for chicken. They don't deserve any freedom at all. Quail are good though. With quail, they're the easiest meat food to clean. They have these little heads and you just, you, t- this sales pitch is not working. You take a little scissor and you clip their head off. You just, and then it's like an orange. And then you just peel them back like an orange. It takes like a minute to get them ready to be eaten, and then they're like already seasoned. They almost taste like KFC. So they're super easy to eat. I've never had ostrich. I've never had penguin. Ptarmigans. Never had ptarmigans. All right, today is shot. There's no doesn't look like there's any. What else should we talk about? So we got coffee. Let's read the coffee news today. New coffee shop on Long Island. Coffee sold in New York and New Jersey recalled for botulism risk. Let's read about that. A goose. Ducks are tasty. Right? Ducks are. I don't think ducks are evil like chicken. Chicken are bad. They're bad. Like chicken are no good. But like ducks, I know some of you. You're from Bergen County. Bergen County in the house. Which part of Bergen County? They're mean, right? They're mean, but they're not like chicken. Like chicken go out of their way to mess with you. There's something wrong with chicken. I hate chicken. I hate chicken. I know some of you guys have pet chicken, and you're like, "Oh, chicken, they're really sweet." Yeah, well, whatever. I hate chicken. I hope they all die. Chicken is what you come back as if you're a bad person, and you suffer in chicken hell. You deserve it. If you come back as a chicken, you deserve it. So, coffee in New York is there's a botulism risk stemming from ambient storage. Cold brew concentrate from Brooklyn Roasting Company. I love Chick-fil-A. They're so tasty. We don't have them here, but when I find a Chick-fil-A, I just hit that place and eat as much chicken as I can. Hey, if I hate chicken, what else would you do with them but eat them? They did a good job, yeah. Good job on the chicken. So there's botulism in coffee from Brooklyn Roasting Coffee. That's the news. Ooh, I gotta go to Ala Moana Food Court and get some. Let's do one more of these off-grid coffees, guys. This coffee is nice. This is as good as the Hawaiian, so don't miss the chance to try this. It might be able to save you some money, but it's still, if you guys are paying $6 for it, I'm not gonna run it again. I make a solid point about chicken. Chicken are no good. Don't have any sympathy for chicken. Coffee prices are down. I think we've hit a peak. I don't think these prices can get any higher than we are today. Um, can regenerative coffee farming deliver living incomes? It's another, and I don't think so. All these hipsters in Brooklyn talking about, you know, ethical farming. Did they ever try farming? Probably couldn't even weed whack half an acre. The second you get a farm, you don't care about climate change anymore because you're too busy. It's like I can't even take care of my own backyard. I'm not gonna care about the rest of the world. There's no way. And is your mom bitching about climate change? Probably not. She's busy. She's busy. What else? See, I'm bitching today. I'm the one bitching. Mocha energy coffee beans. How a single coffee with a colleague shattered my illusion about third-party AML APIs. Oh my god, I might explode. All right, we got no coffee. Nestle coffee shares tumble as cacao and coffee prices hit profits. So the price of coffee is too high. The cost of coffee is too damn high. All right, no more off grade. Doesn't look like we got any bitters today. I'm not inspiring you guys to buy coffee, so I'm just gonna run random samples while I read the coffee news to you guys. Would Jersey residents give up smartphones, pizza, or coffee? Hmm. Go ahead, have 5 cups of coffee a day. 5 cups of coffee is good for you. Wawa offering free coffee at locations in honor of former CEO Dick Wood. Who named their kid Dick Wood? And it wasn't just named Dick Wood. He's Dick Wood Jr. All right, so his dad was Dick Wood too. Some parents are just evil. Yeah. Imagine. Now that's evil. It's a whole family of evil people. They were started by an evil person, Dick Wood Jr. CEO of Wawa, Dick Wood Jr. Not just the original. He's not just Dick Wood. His dad was Dick Wood too. High pressure cold brews. Joe King. Joe King. Ha ha. That's good. See, bad parents. Terrible parents. Yeah, that's terrible. Dick Wood Jr. Oh my god. Who names their kid Dick Wood Jr.? You'd think he'd stop it there. He's like, I'm Dick Wood. I'm not gonna put my kid through that. But he said, let's do it. Let's call my kid Dick Wood Jr. And then he probably has Dick Wood the third. Goes by Richard. Dick Wood the third. U.S. bishops. U.S. bishops share what kind of coffee they drink and how they take it. Is that a secret code? They're sharing the coffee that they drink and how they take it. Cat Dickwood. Here lies Dickwood. Dickwood Jr. and Dickwood the third. I guess the coffee's kicking in. It's trying to crack myself up. Coffee may help the body fight stress and aging through a hidden cellular switch. Dickweed. Dickweed would be better. They're red flagging you guys. Did I toggle the explicit chat on this? It's trigonylene. That's right. Trigonylene is the hidden switch that no one wants to talk about. I don't know why no one wants to talk about it. The white is good for that. Yep. Do you guys want some white coffee? We have some Hawaiian white. This is a sampler. We got a full bag. Do I have the Hawaiian whites here? Who names their kid Dick Wood Jr.? That's terrible. My daughter's name is I don't. My wife and I always joke, and it's kind of racist, that my daughter's name is like a Mexican's name. Her name is Willow Gray Cronin Chen. Willow Gray Cronin Chen. Can decide. And then she goes by Elsa. She makes everyone call her Elsa. So everyone calls her Elsa. She used to make us call her Elsa Chase because she wanted to be Chase from the Paw Patrol, but she also wanted to be Elsa. So now everyone at her preschool calls her Elsa Chase. You're offended. Why not white coffee? Here's the ultra white that's good for you. Good for body discomfort if you want that. Hospitality is the hardest part. Yep, hospitality. 5 cups of coffee is good for you. Let's see what else we can hear about. What else do we know about coffee? Anaerobic draw processing unlocks flavors. So that does. Depending on how you ferment your coffee, you will also get. You're on the 10th cup for the day. That's too much for me. After public backlash, Washington coffee shop removes transphobic ableist sign. You know Jesus. You know what Jesus said about eunuchs. I don't know if you know. If you don't, look it up. U.S. coffee drinkers could pay more if Trump punishes Nicaragua. Jesus said eunuchs are special servants of God, MF Duck, so that's not Christian. It's not. It's not. You need to go read the Bible. I used to say that to people anytime they pissed me off. He was like, "Go read the Bible. Go read the Bible. Go read the Bible. You need to go read the Bible because you don't know what you're saying, MF Duck. Today's your day. I'm gonna get you to block me today, MF Duck. You're gonna report me for harassment." Coffee sold in New York, New Jersey. Go to hell. No, I'm just telling them to go read the Bible. Go read the Bible. Vietnam's coffee boom, fueled by decades. I don't even say if. I'm just go read it. You need to read it again. Even if you do, you need to go read it again. Go read it again. Go reread it then. Go reread the Bible. All right, guys. So this is the light pea berry working its magic on me. I'm in such a great mood right now. The Houthis attack Saudi. I used to think the Houthis were the Houthis, the Houthis. I was like, oh, those are just the feminists. They're the Houthis. I thought every group in the news was actually representing a local domestic interest group. So like the Houthis, they're just the feminists. You know, Ebola. You can cure Ebola with Thorazine, the antipsychotic. It's actually just acute porphyria, which Edgar Allan Poe wrote about in Mask of the Red Death. So so if you guys have antipsychotics at home, if you guys have some Thorazine, you just keep that on you in case Ebola comes, and you don't have to worry. It's just all it is acute porphyria. Ebola. Ebola. You got some pyrite. Will the white coffee have that in it? Thorazine? No, it doesn't. Yeah. I feel like sometimes the aliens are just telling us to take some Thorazine. They're like, here's your Ebola. All you guys got to do is take your antipsychotics. Otherwise, you're going to die. Model recruiter with Epstein ties found dead. That's the problem, right? That's why they don't want to tell everybody. I don't think there's any food with Thorazine in it. Thorazine is actually originated from a dye that they used in clothing. And then they found that if they fed that to schizophrenics, it actually made them feel better. So they, instead of putting the dye, using the dye on clothing, they used it on schizophrenics. Hmm. Pretty backwards. Everyone's mad at Trump. We're getting into an ugly phase. Trump's new tariffs are angering voters. Tetanus. Was that also cured by a dye? Interesting. Kool-Aid is a dye, right? I think Kool-Aid is actually a conspiracy. I think back in the 50s when they came out with Kool-Aid, it was before civil rights, but it was starting to be like controversial to, you know, to be racist. So they would feed their servants. They'd be like, "Well, let's make you guys feel blue today," and they'd give them Kool-Aid blue. And be like, "Oh, today we need you to work harder. We're gonna make you feel red," and they'd give you red. And that's why Kool-Aid messes with kids, because that was a secret back then. You'd only know that if you were rich. But then your kids, you wouldn't tell your kids because your kids, you know, you don't tell your kids bad things that you're doing. And then the kids forgot and everyone forgot. And now we're like, gee, why does Kool-Aid make me feel make our kids all crazy? Yeah, exactly. 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 MF Duck gets it. He gets it. So I actually think originally they knew that Kool-Aid made you crazy. And that was the point, right? You would use it to control your servants through the miracle of modern chemistry. Instead of getting police to do it, you would just feed them the Kool-Aid. But then 50, 70 years later, people forgot because you don't tell your secrets. And now it's kind of like the aliens, like how you want to feel like poop all the time. And so it's like how we knew about the aliens in the 50s, everyone knew about it, or not everyone, but all the rich people knew about it. But now you didn't tell your kids because your kids became half breeds by the time they got to your kids started marrying Catholics, started marrying the Chinese, and you don't now your kids think you're crazy and they think you're racist. You tell them about the aliens and like they think you're just a crazy racist old guy. And so 3 generations later, no one knows anything. I have some weird theories, guys. Don't drink the poop water. I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be back. We're not selling any coffee today, guys. If you want coffee, go somewhere else. Go drink that bitter coffee. Good luck with that. You're selling the cold brew to your to your people. That's good. I noticed, corporate overlords are always kind of gay. You ever notice that? I think the higher you get, there's a secret. I shouldn't have told you guys that. That's their secret. Darn it. Telling you guys all the secrets that they don't want you to know. So, I was just wasn't gay enough to get to the top. My biggest regret in life, just wasn't gay enough. Maybe next life. Maybe the next one. Never too late. I think you need to be exposed to the hormones in the water very early in life. Like they're like, you know how they're saying men don't have Adam's apples anymore, but I wasn't born here. So I didn't get exposed to the hormones. And so now I'm what's it called? Now I'm like I'm disabled. I'm disadvantaged. It's not fair. I could have been great, but I'm not gay enough. It's the biggest regret in life. That's what they're saying on TikTok. They're like, oh, these, as the generations are progressing, men are losing their Adam's apples because they're being exposed to a hormone in the tap water that prevents men from developing properly. You're in Utah? I thought you were Mexican. Didn't you tell me you're in Mexico or something? I'm so confused. I'm actually joining Team Mexico, New Mexico. I'm going to New Mexico because I love Mexicans. I'm gonna join Team New Mexico. I always thought the story of Adam and Eve was actually about Chinese massage parlors. Eve went to the massage parlor and she ate the fruit and she came back to Adam. She's like, "This is really good." And then Adam went, but now then they both got happy endings, and now they got kicked out by the snake. I think that was the Mexicans and Mormons. I really love Mormons, MF Duck. Like Mormons and I have almost identical beliefs. Yep. I independently reached the same conclusions as the Mormons, although they're a little bit kind of um, too conservative for me. But we have the same belief system. Yeah, I believe almost all the same things the Mormons believe. It's kind of weird. So I really love when I run into a Mormon. We just get along. Like, it's just like we're on the same page. All right, this is sorry. I state coffee. I believe the Native Americans are the real. Let's not go there. You don't need to know what I believe. You're gonna discriminate against me if you know what I believe. Utah, huh? So you're in Utah. I wanted to go to Utah before, but I've never been there. Never been to Utah. Dude, fresh. How you doing? So you're in Utah, MF Duck. Is your wife Utahian or your partner, the mother of your child? Is she a Utahian? But she lived in Virginia. I don't understand what that means. So I see. She grew up in Virginia. How's that going right now? You guys better? I feel like sometimes you just gotta find a guy who is in the same situation, and then you realize, okay, this isn't that bad, or maybe it is that bad. I don't know. Let's see, what else do we have going on? I'm not selling any. I think what did I sell? Like $20 worth of coffee. Let's see. I'm not even past $100. $125 worth of coffee. You have a son. How old's your son? 7. I feel like raising a boy would be so hard. I don't know if I'd ever. I don't know if I want to raise a boy. It is 4 boys and a girl. Cause like boys is like, is it easier than girls? How's it easier than girls? What's why is it easier? I'm interested. We're not having any more kids. You would rather have girls. Do you have any kids? And I bet the dating part's rough because now you're dealing with boys. Right, right. So you can yell at the boys, but you can't yell at the girls. I think it's hard, probably hard to raise boys because I don't know, you can't yell at them. I'm just gonna spoil my daughter. I just decided. That's like my wife. Yep. She never stops. But the boys though, when they grow up, it's like, are they gonna go off to war? Are they gonna go become a soldier? Or are they gonna get beat up by the boys who are big and strong? Are they? I don't know. Seems like a lot to think about. So you have to be tough on your boys, so that then if they're too tough, then they might become gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's hard. Yeah, it's a hard balance. You're too tough, then they either go join the military or they become gay, or they join the military and they become gay, which happens a lot too, right? So it's just a lot to think about. I think with girls, I don't know, already into boxing. He's happy, you're happy. They've got to cut the umbilical cord. That's going to be like my daughter. She's going to live with us forever. Or maybe not. Yep, she's going to be independent. A lot to think about. Some Mac nuts. I could do some Mac nuts. You telling me to toss my Mac nuts? You want me to toss my Mac nuts for you? Here's some toss my Mac nuts for you. For my, want to give me some money for my nuts? That one got flagged. That's a red flag right there. They're raw. These are my raw Mac nuts. Born from fire. What not hates jokes. My wife hates jokes too. All right, well here's the nuts. I can only give you $2 off on that. There's no freaking parent book. Did I ever tell you my theory that Caligula was the son of Jesus? And so imagine if your dad was Jesus, you'd probably end up like Caligula. That's why it was better. Maybe Jesus didn't have any kids. I don't think Jesus would have been a great dad. Good guy, bad dad. That's what my wife says about her dad. Good guy, bad dad. She's like, you're a bad guy, but you're a good dad. Yeah. Bad guy, bad dad. All right. You're the house husband. That's good. Then your wife must be happy. You keep your wife happy. Happy wife. Bad guy, bad dad. That's no good. Okay, dad. Okay, guy. Jesus, that was child support. I have another theory about that, but we don't need to go there. I have too many theories. I have a theory about everything. I got a lot of theories, guys. So as you get finer, the coffee gets stronger. Like you get more of the bitterness and all the you got the bitters out of the coffee. It's gonna be way stronger too, more flavor, but you bring out the bitterness and the off flavors as well. When you grind it coarse, it'll be a lot sweeter, quite a bit sweeter. So if you guys want a sweeter coffee, they do say if your coffee is sour, if you grind it coarse, you bring out the acidity. But because our coffee doesn't have any sourness to it, it's gonna be uh, I prefer it coarse. You get a lot more sweetness coming out of it. So if you don't mind wasting some beans, you can use more beans grinded coarse, and it's always gonna come out way tastier, closer to how it smells. So a lot of people say, my coffee never comes out the way this smells. Like look at the coarseness of this coffee that I ground. I used a lot though, but I try to grind my coffee relatively coarse, and that always brings out the sweetness more. Yeah. So with any coffee you guys are buying, if you grind it too fine, it's gonna be not as good. So definitely try to grind your coffee more coarse. Espresso, you gotta grind it nice and fine. Yeah. The white coffee, grind it fine, especially if you're making an espresso. I had a white coffee and espresso the other day. I finally found a cafe that wants to serve the white coffee, and that's you got to grind it very very fine, and then it comes out nice. Very strong though, so definitely with the white coffee, you want to be a little bit more careful with that. Brady Rhine, non-applicable. Are you at work? Non-applicable. The white is good for cold brew. Cold brew. So if you guys get joint pains, especially with the darker roasts, it shouldn't do that with our coffee. But some people are sensitive to the darker roast because there is that oxidation in there. Usually, cold brew will prevent any joint pain. White coffee espresso. Aeropress, I think you need to grind it pretty much finer. Aeropress is more like an espresso, so you still have to grind it relatively fine. But definitely play with the grind, right? It'll change the flavor quite a bit depending on your grind. So if you find that your coffee just never tastes the way that it smells, just keep going one level coarser and you'll get it. You'll eventually get it to where it can make a big difference. So definitely continue to play with the grounds. But with AeroPress, you also how you make it also will determine how you need to grind it. When you put pressure on it, you need to like mocha pots, espresso, AeroPresses. You have to grind all those more coarse, otherwise it'll kind of just run through. I'm looking for my hammer. Where's my hammer? Can't find my hammer. Where's everything go? I'm a mess. So this is our medium Hawaiian coffee, just roasted yesterday. So this is the freshest one that we have. This one tastes like a chocolate covered raisin. And all of our coffee is guaranteed not to give you any acid reflux or indigestion. So all this coffee is almost acid free, and that's because of how we pick it. I got some videos on my YouTube that I'm gonna put up showing you some of the ripe coffees versus even the unripe ones. The ripe ones are purple, like they're like like they're like a venous vein. They're like a blue purple. And if your coffee isn't that isn't if you're not letting the coffee ripen to that level, it's not gonna give you the same sweetness. It really comes down to the ripeness. Just like a cherry, right? You let a cherry you pick a cherry red, orange, or red versus when you let that same cherry become purple. It's a huge difference in its flavor. With fruit, we care about the texture, but with coffee, it's the kernel of the coffee seed. And so you got to let that coffee just turn purple. It's not easy to wait that long because if you don't pick it within a week of it turning purple, it'll fall off the tree if it rains and things like that. So that's why most coffee picking regions are not picking their coffee like us. It takes a lot more labor. You got to pay people more. It's hard to pay them by the pound. If you're paying them by the pound, you're not gonna be able to. People can't survive because you're picking a quarter of the coffee. All right, tell us how it works. Why not? People tell me the white coffee makes them work harder. I don't know if you're a live seller, but if you are, it helps, I feel like. Although maybe it doesn't help because then you start talking about things that you shouldn't talk about, and then you get banned, and then you offend people and they block you. I do have, I wonder, like, maybe it's better to offend people because the people who are easily offended are also tougher customers. They complain a lot, they return things, give you bad reviews. So if you just get rid of them before they buy anything from you, it might actually be better in the long run. I'm not sure though. I'm not, I'm not sure if that's true, but that's your technique. You like to get rid of, so you offend everyone. You try to offend everyone. Yeah, 3-pound bags of Hawaiian. Yep. Yeah, the dark coffee, dark medium. The medium coffee is even I feel like even better. It actually helps with your indigestion. Or I wouldn't say that, but it makes your gut feel better. It just makes everything makes you want to eat healthy foods. So, coffee is actually really good for you. Usually naturally, they just get naturally offended by you. There are days where I'm easily offended, so I don't know if it's fair. Like once a month, when my wife have is having her period, those hormones seem to affect me. And then bean salad. That's right. I've been eating so many beans. I'm eating like 2 cans of beans every day. But there's some days, I just I don't really know what you can say to offend me though. I guess I'm not easy. I don't even know what you can say to offend me. You guys try to offend me. Go. Let's play a game. Try to get me to block you. Anyone? Hate your coffee. Not offensive. There you go. Metastic knows what gets me. Yeah. No, he got me. If you give me a thumbs up, I get that feeling. You get that feeling in your stomach and your chest when you feel offended. He got me. That's the only thing you could do to offend me. You win, Metastic. You won. Everyone else, you can't say anything, but if you give me a thumbs up, I get thrown off. I really do. I don't know what to do after you give me a thumbs up. That's probably the only thing you can say to offend me is just give me a thumbs up. So you got me. You got me, Matt. You win. You won this round. You got me. The second he did that, you saw my face change, right? I felt it. I felt it right here. It starts to burn. My insulin levels just spiked when I saw that thumbs up. I was like, ah, you got me. They're a little bit cheaper here. You got me. You got me. You guys know my weak point. Yeah. They're usually a little bit cheaper here. I also don't do 2 ounces on the website. A lot of the stuff we have here, we don't have on the website. The off grade, I ran some of that. Yep. Here, let me run the off grade if you guys want to try. The off grade is this batch. It's batch to batch. You know, that's the thing about the off grade. But like this off grade was pretty much as good as our Hawaiian. I don't know. So if you want a bag of off grade, I can do this for like 15. And this is the off grade here. Like they're nice beans. Usually off grade's like all cracked and chipped and shards. Yeah, I could do a 3 pounder. Let's see, what can we do a 3 pounder? Let's just sell the off grade. No, but this off grade was actually really good. I don't know why this batch was off grade. I feel like sometimes, maybe I got this off grade from the Mexicans. So maybe yesterday, how I was yelling about joining Team Mexico. And when I went and hung out with the Mexicans yesterday, they were all really friendly to me, like really happy to see me. So maybe that's why this off grade's so good. I don't know. It felt like home, felt like I was with family when I visited the Mexicans yesterday. It felt I got this nice, warm, sweet feeling. So maybe I joined Team Mexico. That's what happened. And so you guys are getting the best. That the Mexicans were like, we're gonna hook our brother up. And so yeah, really nice batch here. Super clean, cleaner than some of the Hawaiian coffee I've been getting. Like this is just perfect. I don't even. It's like almost as good as our estate. I don't understand. But sometimes you join a team and they want to hook you up. Maybe that's why. Let's see. What can I do? All right, this is a great deal, guys. I'll give it to you for 48 bucks. 3 pounds. 3 pounds of this. So this is nice. This is better than our Hawaiian sometimes. I don't understand exactly what happened. The Zhou dynasty. The Zhou dynasty was started by a guy named Josie, and he was famous for the Book of Dreams. No one wants the OG. All right. Thought you guys wanted it, but you don't want it. You want me to like make it a little bit cheaper? Is that what you guys are telling me? Is that what you're saying? All right, here we go. 3 pounds. I'll do a flash sale for 43.50. I didn't see it, but maybe it did. There you go. You might have just bought two Eastern, but we'll see. Black coffee, yay, why not? Why not? Wine people, they got special palates. So there you go. 3 pounds of off grade. I mean, 3 pounds of coffee for, I guess you guys, how much do you guys usually pay for 3 pounds of coffee at like Costco? Probably 30 bucks, $28. So this is still a little bit more expensive than that, but this is really nice. This is literally the off grid that you guys are getting here. You did two. You could request a refund on one of them. Turmeric flour, you can make one flour makes you about a quart. So you boil it in 4 or 5 cups of water and this is the off grade you guys are getting. This is a really nice off grade here. Yep. This is practically Hawaiian coffee. This batch of off grade is really nice. Cause like I can show you the Hawaiian coffee. It looks shittier. I shouldn't tell you that. This is the Hawaiian on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that, but coffee wine. We've tried fermenting our coffee fruit before. It was disgusting, so that did not work. So this top one, it looks like the better coffee, right? Look at this one. This is the Hawaiian. Almost can't even tell the difference. This is the off grade here. So this batch was really nice. I think it's because this was my gift for joining Team Mexico. Team Mexico. Team Mexico. Yay. Yay, Mexico. All right, that's my 3 pounds of that. But we do have an estate, which is the denser beans. Densest beans that we have, higher grade coffee, does have to be milled out, and maybe about 30% of our coffee becomes estate coffee. So this is the higher grades of coffee, the denser beans, the better beans. Wow, we still did okay today. Team Mexico did okay today. What about Team Saudi Arabia? Anyone? Any takers on Team Saudi Arabia? You guys ever noticed Arabs look kind of like Mexicans? No. It's confusing being Chinese. You see things kind of weird. Arabs look like Mexicans to me. It's a pea berry. You've been told that. Not just me then. Everyone else is quiet. They're like, we better not get involved in this conversation. You're gonna get flagged. You guys aren't allowed to talk about stuff like this. Only Mexicans are allowed. All right. Most of my audience is gone. See you guys later. We got some white coffee. This white coffee will make it ridiculous. Did I ever tell you this story I had this Japanese Hawaiian guy working on our farm. His name was Kamu, and then we had a Mexican working on our farm. And Kamu kept making fun of the Mexican, like how the Mexican guy looked. And we were all, and then all of us were looking at Kamu. We're like, you look Mexican." And he got so mad. He got so mad. He got really mad about that. Yeah, he was like, "I don't look Mexican. What the fuck?" And we're like, "You look more Mexican than the Mexican." I don't know what that means, right? Did I ever tell you my theory, Eastern Sierra, that Japanese people came from Mexico? I told my friend, Japanese friend, that, and he wasn't happy about that either. He's racist. Don't speak English. You may definitely may want to be careful. Yeah. Yeah, I told my Japanese friend, I was like, I have this theory that you guys actually came from Mexico because your letters are bubbly like the Mayan letters. And sometimes, the gangster Japanese, they look like Mexicans. They're big and they got the bald head, and you're like, "Oh, you guys came from Mexico." And but he didn't like that. He didn't like that at all. Yep, yep, you know what I'm talking about, right? The Yakuza Japanese, they're like they got the shaved heads and the mustache, and I was like, "You look kind of like Mexican. You guys look Mexican." All right. I don't know about this show, guys. We're losing people left and right. I'm down to 30 people. Do I have a French press? I don't. I don't have a French press. You got tattoos. Take our vows to Mexico. I lost a bunch of German customers when I said Germans look like blonde Chinese people, and I think that they all came. They were each. They didn't like that. But seriously, if you take a German person or you take a Chinese person, like if you took me and you gave me blonde hair and blue eyes, I actually look like a German person. You wouldn't think it, but then if you use AI to do it, and then if you take a German person, you give them black, like straight black hair, you don't have to change their eyes because sometimes German people have the Chinese eyes and then they look Chinese, like straight up. It's weird. They didn't like it. Germans are sensitive. Yeah. I'm down to 31 people. Down to 31 people. You guys are all leaving me. I think I need to go sell spaceships because eventually I'm gonna offend every single person, and then there's no one's gonna buy my. They'd rather get ulcers than drink my coffee if they have to listen to me. I think that's maybe a lot of people what people say. Like, I'd rather die than drink this coffee from Ed. eBay? I don't sell on eBay. All I gotta do is run a giveaway. They'll be back. All right, guys. I don't know if I should keep selling coffee. I think today's a bust. I can feel it. Maybe later. Maybe we'll come on. The morning shows are always a bust. Here, you guys want 3 pounds of off grade? Yummy coffee here. Does that work? B vitamins will bring you down. That's true. Yeah, Germans like when I meet Germans from Germany, they think I'm hilarious. They love my jokes. But going to Utah and opening up a store. Ooh, honey. There you go. Yeah, Germans from Germany love me, but I don't know. Americans are really sensitive. They're all like my wife. You guys are all like my wife. I can't deal with you guys. You guys are all like my wife. I'm taking out all the hostility, all the things I want to say to my wife. I say to you guys instead. All the jokes that I'm not allowed to make around my wife, I'm gonna make them here. Let me get some honey. So the honey, we're not gonna have. Uh, we're actually. The woman told me they're doubling the price of the honey. So she said this week's the last week where you can get honey at these prices. Buy as much as you can. So I'm buying 50 more jars, but after that, the price of honey is gonna double. I'm gonna see if I get it from someone else, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. So we'll try. We'll try to keep the price of the honey down, but it may not happen. So once these honeys are gone, there's no more honey. All right, so this is the honey here. It will stop a bad trip. Sell some honey. Yeah, we got some honey. This is a full jar of honey here. Yeah, I don't know. It's possible. Possible that's why. I don't know. Maybe they saw my show. I definitely get like if when I go to town, people like stop me in the street. So there's definitely local people watching the show. So I bet they watch the show and they're like, oh, the honey's too cheap, but they're gonna raise the honey and no one's gonna buy it. That's the problem. Everyone's always like, oh, everything's so cheap. You're selling it, and then when we raise the price, and then they raise the price and no one buys it, and then they gotta drop the price again. So they think things just sell itself. They think if you just put something online, it'll sell itself. It doesn't sell itself, right? Like today, I'm not selling anything because I'm just being offensive. It doesn't sell anything. Yummy. This is a quart of honey. I think it's a quart, 32 ounces. I've drank pure strength this honey. It doesn't burn your stomach. Germans love the Hitler jokes, right? That's why they're banned. They're not allowed to make Hitler jokes. So you only ban things that you naturally want to do. So like, in countries where they're like in Arab countries, they're not allowed to be gay. I think it's because they love being gay. You don't see any people banning Chinese people from being gay because we're not. You only ban things that you naturally want to do, right? So Americans, I think Americans are naturally communists, and so you ban them from being communist, because otherwise they'd all become communist. Best-selling dark roast. The best-selling one is the Hawaiian, and uh, the best level, I guess, would be the pea berry, like the best quality. But the best selling is our dark Hawaiian and our medium Hawaiian. Both of these were just roasted yesterday, so super fresh coffee if you guys want that. But the Hawaiian coffee is almost as good. Yeah, this is the best selling one. I also have these in samples. If you want to grab the sample just to try it, you can do that. Here's a sample of the Hawaiian. Mm, they might. They might come back. Dark side, you're back. I'm down to 34 people. I offended 6 people, I think. You got the peaberry. Awesome. They are organically grown, so we don't use any chemical pesticides. We're only using naturally occurring soil funguses and soil bacteria. All right. Have we blended our coffees? We do not blend our coffees. All right. All right, guys. I think I'm probably gonna go. I'm gonna go sort out some orders. Try to get your orders out. So I will see you guys later. I'll probably be on later. Maybe I'll be less offensive later. We'll see. Send you guys.